Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So last time we talked about static routes and we created the static route with list of all the products, some dummy products. Today I'm going to be talking about dynamic routes. So dynamic routes is basically a route which can be dynamic and does not have a fixed string content. So let's say that every single of these products have their own page, own unique page, and there cannot be just 3 products in the database. There can be literally, let me change this name to 3. So there can be literally any number of products in the database, like thousands and millions of products. So every single product have its own ID and every single product can have its own page. So basically we cannot create 1000 routes or 1000 folders. So that's why we create dynamic route whose value can be dynamic and can be anything. So basically the route for a single product I want to be products / product ID. So currently we are on route / products. So I want the dedicated product page route to be / product / ID. So basically if I want the route to be product, so I have to create a folder inside this folder only. So it will be like a nested route and a nested folder. So let me create a new folder. So whenever we create a dynamic route, it starts with a square bracket. So basically I have to create a square bracket and then I have to name that parameter or anything, that route that needs to be dynamic. So for now, like I am naming it ID because it will be a product ID which will be dynamic. So I'm going to name it ID and save it. So now basically the convention will be same. I also need to create a page.js file inside this folder as well, because every folder needs to have a page.js file which will actually render like UI on screen. So let me just create a component for this. So let me name it like product page for now. Alright, now it has created a route as /product / dynamic product ID. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside the products page, which is the list of products, and I'm going to change this h2 to a dynamic link. So I'm going to change this h2 to dynamic link, which is imported from next link, and I'm going to give it a href, and the href is going to be /products / product ID, which is currently I have d.id. Let me format and save it. Let me refresh this. Okay, if I click on this, so we are redirected to product page, which if I see, I cannot see it right now, but it is products.id, which is 1. So the ID of this product is 1, but like how do we know in the component that the ID is that? So how do we know exactly, how do we fetch the ID of the product from parameters? So for that, what we need to do is basically, let me go inside the page.js file. Now here, every time when a route is dynamic, the page.js file gets a prop named as params. Okay, so it will always get this dynamic params, which will have the value of every single dynamic parameter on the URL. Alright, now one thing we need to understand, that this params does not return an object directly. This returns a promise. So this is basically a promise which we need to await. So basically if we need to await this, so this component needs to be a server component. So you guys already know that every single component in Next.js is by default a server component, right? So if we deliberately write use client on the top, then it becomes a client component, but otherwise it's a server side component. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the params out of this param promise. So I'm going to await this promise. Okay, now if I'm using await, I have to make this component an async component. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's inside all params. Okay, so let me refresh this and let me open the console, and you saw that it has console and objects which has the id 1. Now why the variable name is id? Because we chose the name of the folder to be id. Okay, that's why the name of the parameter here is id, and the value is 1 because the route has the value 1 of the product id. Alright, so now we got the product id. Now what we can do is, now since this is a server-side component, we cannot use hooks, so we cannot store any states. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to like create a function of like get product, something like this, and the product id will be allparams.id. So if we do not get a product id, like if we do not have a product id, so for now like we will return, but that won't be the case, because if we are in this folder, then we definitely have an id. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the product from all the products, and I will try to find a product which has the id equals to the product id that we just calculated. Alright, so if we do not find a such product, so we are going to do something, otherwise I'm going to just return the product. So here what we are going to do basically, now this is another concept which is also very useful, that we can have like our own not found routes basically. So like as we can have like in the base files inside the app directory directly, we can have page.js file, we can have layout.js file. In the same way we can have not found file. So let me create a not found file, not found.js. okay, so now let me like create a not found route, not found page, something like this. And I just don't want to have like very complicated UI here, so I'm basically just going to say that no product found. Actually no, this is this could be something else. No, this needs to be like global, because this will be the error which will come for every single route. So no page found, that could be the better error message. So let me save this and let me go back to my product page. So now what I'm going to do is, if we do not find the product, so here we also have like one thing, that we do not need to like deliberately redirect it to /not found route, because that is not the way to do it. So Next.js offers us a function which is not found function. So not found function we can import from next navigation, and we can just call this function, and this will automatically redirect us to not found route. Okay, now inside this I am just going to have a h1 tag, and with some class names I'm going to have a bigger font size. I am going to have like a purple color, and I'm just going to have a bold font. And inside this I am just going to get the product and its title. So let me save this, and as you guys can see, this is the product title. Basically we are getting from the list of dummy products, we are getting this product title in this page. So basically we are getting the ID from parameters, then we are getting that product and showing its title. So now basically this route that we have just created is a dynamic route. Now what we are going to do is, basically I'm going to show you not found page. So if you see that if I go for like product ID 2, then as well I find a product, but currently like we only have 3 products. So basically if I put the ID 5, then what's going to happen? It's going to say oops, no page found. Alright, so this is like the not found page that we just created, which is going to show up when it wouldn't find a product in the list of products. So I think this is really useful. But one more thing is that we can also have like our own dedicated not found page. So this is like the not found page for like global, or like every single route that it doesn't find. Like for example, I can have anything like ABCD anything, and still it will show me this not found UI, but I want a dedicated not found page for products. So it should show something related to product, so it will be like better user experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this not found page only, and we can create this not found page literally anywhere inside any route, so that will be specifically dedicated to that route. So now I can create a new file inside it, which will be not found. The naming convention needs to be like exactly same. So and here normally we say no page found, so now I'm going to say like no product found. So let me format and save this. So now basically I went to a product page, and now if I change the ID to something which does not exist, like 5, so it will tell me no product found, which is the not found page for that specific route. But if we go to any other route which is not available, like ABCD anything, then it will say no page found. Okay, so that's that. Now the another thing which I want to talk about is we can also have like our dedicated loading page for specifically a route. So basically for that as well, we can create a global loading page as well on the root of app folder. But if we want a specific loading page, like for example, we know that this page can have some calculations, like it will await for the params, and then probably this could also be a database call, which could be a wait call. So things can be async inside this component, and we need a loader. So for that kind of folders or routes, we can have a loading dedicated page. So let me create a loading file, loading.js. so again, the naming convention have to be exactly same, so the name of the file needs to be loading.js, nothing else. So let me create this component, and let me name it loading page, loading product page. Okay, let me save this. And what I'm going to do inside is basically I'm just going to return like a image, which is like image of a spinner. Okay, so let me save this. So I don't think like for now it will show up because the products are loading really quickly. So currently it didn't show up, but if it took some time probably, then it will definitely show up. So let me go to like a product which doesn't exist, like 5. Okay, so you guys saw that. So the spinner showed for like 2-3 seconds, and after that, you know, it threw that error saying that no product found. So basically let me show you guys again. See, so you saw that spinner. So this is the loading page. So this will only comes till the time we are awaiting in here, like some processes are happening, and that time we will show the loading, and after that we will show not found page if product is not found. Otherwise we will render the UI as it is, or if some error happened, so that time we can also have like our dedicated error page as well.